GM Farcaster. It is Monday, July 8th, and you are here with Downish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And we are streaming today on a new Unlonely channel. So we have a new GM Farcaster Unlonely channel, and I should probably check to make sure no one's in the other channel. So don't go there. We have a new one now. Because I do see like we're missing a few people. So hopefully we can get some folks in there. I'm excited that we finally got our new channel set up so that it's going to be our GM Farcaster network. So we are moving towards that and making some adjustments this week to get that done. And somehow I got unconnected to Unlonely. Like I didn't do anything. I was just in there.
That just happened to me. That happened to me too.
Oh, okay. So maybe something happened with Unlonely. That was weird. Ryan. And I do see us. We look like we're live, so that's good. It worked.
I can pop over to the other channel.
That was really weird. Okay. So anyway, we are here. Yeah, if you can pop over to the other and make sure nobody's there. We're over here now. Come on over here.
You would make a good QA tester.
I would.
Checking that other channel. I'm just like, yep, we're on the new channel and we're all good.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's I feel like that's what we do a lot of here, which is pretty funny. So we've got a lot to talk about. We've been off for a little bit here. We did do a couple of restreams last week, and on Wednesday and Friday. I am still on vacation, and that's why my background looks funky. Like everything's a little off today. But I think it really was fun. I loved the replays and being in the chat and talking with everybody while the replay was going on, and it was really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. So
because you're the weirdo that likes to watch yourself, and
I do. I am very critical. Cringe. I'm very critical, but I can live with it. It's not like it doesn't make me crazy. So yeah. That's funny. Yeah. And the weirdo who likes to, I have always watched us back and listened to us back a couple of times because I'm editing, and then I'll do it again, usually at some point just to make sure things are sounding right. And we made adjustments along the way because of that. So yeah, I've kind of gotten used to it. Just totally gotten used to it. So funny. The weirdo who likes
that was fun. It was fun to be able to yeah, but it be in the chat of your own show and talk about what you're talking about.
Yeah, totally. But we do have some news, so we have to move along. So, we have things to talk about.
Shout out to Woofy because I don't know if he heard us talking, but he said I was definitely in another channel with a similar name somehow.
Yes, there is another GM Farcaster channel. I don't know where that one came from. Unless I set it up and I don't remember, but I don't think I did. So there is a GM Farcaster network channel. So that is the one you're looking for. And it'll be the link that you'll see on that we'll post regularly. So there's I loved your new message here, Adrian. GM Farcaster 29 minutes of Farcaster news and no US politics. The only time we bring US politics in the show might be this cast. Take a break right now with my favorite US politics, crypto podcast. Because everyone's talking about it even when they have nothing to do with politics. So we're going to try and get away from that. I
promised we are doing none of that.
None of that. I do want to mention this is our schedule for the week. We are going to do one other new thing as well. And we're going to replay our this live show will be replayed at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So 11:30 a.m. Eastern as well. And we're just going to let it replay exactly as is. And I'm going to start doing that on a regular basis because we want our West Coast coasters to feel included. Moving on. So we had a pretty big release. There was relatively quiet except for this very, very, very cool thing. And that is, yeah. And if you're sorry, because we started a new channel, yes, you do need to get a new badge. I'm sorry. I apologize. So that you can throw things and let it float up in the air in the Unlonely chat if you're in Unlonely. Okay. Distribution for developers natively in apps people already use. Survey, Bountycaster, Events, XYZ. These are composer actions. They are here. These actions can add functionality to your cast, like Ponder polls and Bounty Caster bounties. Actions are rolling out on mobile today, be on web soon. HT to Horsefax and Blockheim. And this is very cool. I'm excited that they have this now. Like you can now just open up your cast and you can create a poll or a bounty. I think the events one is not live yet. At least it's not on mine. And I've checked a couple times to make sure I've restarted. But what you're seeing on the screen is how you can create a poll right directly in the cast, using Ponder. So I think it's fantastic. So exciting.
So good.
So good.
Legos, people.
Legos.
We're seeing the Legos clicking together, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. Like what'll come into play next. Matthew, if you're watching, we're still in desperate need of like multi-session events so that we can just have one event thing that people can sign up for and get reminders for. So waiting. And we'll use this when you have it. A little bit more if you want to learn more about the tech side of it and are interested in building your own composer action. This is from Horsefax. The first few composer actions are live. We made a few changes to the spec to use post message instead of HTTP callback for form to client communication. And you can find all the details in the Notion that is here on Horsefax Cast, and we will have it in our show notes. And this was from Colin. Polls just became 100x easier to create on Warpcast. Tap the new icon in your cast composer, follow the steps. You also get a little superpower. Tap the frame link on any poll, and you can visit Ponder to view results by power badge, OGs, and low FID votes only. So in other words, if you want to avoid the AI bots somehow, which I don't know if they're responding to polls yet, but it won't be long. You can at least filter that out a little bit and be able to see results in a couple different ways. So very exciting. Very, very exciting. Great job, everybody, on the composer actions. And moving on, Warpcast spam filtering has improved quite a bit. This is from V. We're turning off priority mode for 1 week as an experiment. If people are happy, we may get rid of priority mode forever. If you see spam, you can help us by tapping the 3-dot menu, kebab, on the top right of each cast and hitting report. And they do have now reporting back to you as well. So that has improved also. So when you may get a message back to say, here's what happened with your report. Did you notice any difference? That's what I was going to ask you.
Thanks.
I have not noticed. I think the biggest issue still is in replies, and I don't see much difference there yet. So I wasn't seeing too much spam in terms of top level cast. How about you? Have you seen any improvement?
I have seen a dramatic improvement. So it's either the spam and bots decided to take the holiday weekend off, and we're also on vacation last week, or and most of the spam is like typically when in that other column where it's like the people you're not following don't have the power badge, and you get it was frustrating because it'd be 90% spam of either people. It's like a lot of the AI recaps of what you just casted, and I was like, and then there'd be a good one hidden. So I hated to miss out on that. But I just noticed I'm getting almost none. I just noticed yesterday like that I'm getting almost none. And then the other way I would see a lot of spam is in the buoy searches, because the buoy search wasn't filtering out wasn't adding the spam filter. So because I have a search for GM Farcaster because I cast with GM Farcaster a lot. But I'll notice all of a sudden you would see like 10 different versions of my cast, like word for word from other people. There's a lot of this, like people just copying. I don't understand it, but bots.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like there'll be the exact thing of like the one that said we went to Connecticut. And like there's a bot who casted your exact cast about going to Connecticut. And I was like, huh?
I organize bots that are organizing hackathons going to it's just and I've seen less of that in the last few in the last few days. So
that's good. Okay, so there's improvement. So let us know. Are you guys seeing if you're in our chat, are you seeing less spam in your feeds? So let us know. Let us report back on how it is going. So that's exciting, though. I hadn't noticed too much difference in mine, but you know what? I also have not been casting as much this week. So I'll have to go back in and check my notifications in that area.
Were you touching grass?
I lost my streak. I was touching grass. I actually threw a cast in the Base Creators channel, a couple of them of me touching grass. So yeah, that was my, I've been taking a little time away. So there you go.
All right. Yes to Crypto is confirming he's also seeing less spam.
Okay, good.
Good stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So on the right track. This from Dan, new on Warpcast DCs, delete message for everyone. Long press the message on mobile, hover kebab menu on web. Message is deleted for everyone in group DCs. So there you go. Or regular DCs as well, I guess. So that is a nice new improvement. This also from Dan, virtually all of the people on Farcaster with large audiences don't have large audiences elsewhere. Farcaster is the first time with a large audience. Can confirm. Didn't know me or Varun and didn't know each other. Are they just talking about us this whole time? Okay. And didn't know each other. The Farcaster OG scene is a new creation of Farcaster, is a net new creation of Farcaster. 3, we're early and stuck around when everyone made fun of Farcaster, and people still do. True story. 4, continue to cast interesting stuff casted in channels when we suggested people cast in channels. 5, Warpcast onboarding asks all users for their interest. 6, based on the interest, we pair the account with an initial set of follows. 7, there are 200 plus accounts on the list, weighted towards accounts that get the most engagement, drive retention, but a large group of people benefit. 8, on our list to improve, but the reality is outside of I should be on the list, haven't seen any concrete proposals to improve. So this was in response to, and I should have started with this, Vignay Dibro, which I love that name. Unpopular opinion, Warpcast is very circle jerk oriented at this point, despite this issue being raised by many people. It seems like the team doesn't find it. And then also this was in response to something that's that Danger had posted on Twitter. Farcaster has some weird algo where you're either somebody and get massive engagement, or you're nobody and get 0. Your posts don't even show up in channels. Has anyone figured out how it works? Trying to get Web3 builder news on the radar there, but it's hard. So we've talked about this a lot, and it's, yes, there are some issues with the algo and what people see, but I do feel like there's been a lot of improvement. I definitely have benefited by being early and sticking around and ending up on, that auto follow list, not the one that's like every single person follows, but the one by interest. Yep, definitely that is showed. And there was somebody who had done the stats a while back, and it was about like 26% of my followers come from the auto follow or something like that. And I think yours was like 30-ish, 30 something. So yeah, we definitely have benefited that. So, we have a little bias, I guess. But also I do think that if you I've seen plenty of people who are just, who are not on the auto follow list, who do develop, significant following or can get their cast seen by casting good stuff. Like just cast things that are interesting, and it gets shared. This is pretty straightforward. Like, so maybe you're just not interesting enough.
Be interesting, people. Do better.
Do better.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I think people have to remember when we, it's not fair. You just were lucky because you were early. No, okay, we were here when there was nobody here. We were casting to people who also had no audience anywhere else. Like there wasn't much status. It was just, and all those people now, they weren't connected to Farcaster. They weren't the Coinbase cabal. And I just think about like the, how many people were, I was just like, who are the people who are like in all the ponders of the world? They weren't doing ponder, right? But okay, so now they're super tightly connected, but a year ago they weren't. They were just people who were casting.
Right.
And I did have a thought that if the market stays tough, people might leave Farcaster. And you know what? That's going to be a really good time to keep casting.
Yep. If you're sticking around, it's going to be a good time to stick around. Yep. And that's, very true, because when markets start to get scary, some people run away. And that's very common and unsurprising. And we did have a few casts about that, as a matter of fact. So nice segue.
And the only other advice I give, right, is if you want Elon, Elon just posted about X being he tweeted the X being the group chat for the world, like the planet, and that's great. But Dan talks about Farcaster as having lots of cozy corners, and when you were when we were early, we had lots of cozy corners. It was great. I mean, don't tell anyone this. My experience on Farcaster when I had very few followers was arguably better than it is now. Like it was, I was so happy when it was small and cozy. So I just encourage people, like, don't worry about the followers. Don't worry about trying to create following, and find your cozy corners, cast into channels, talk about your interests, and I think you'll have a better experience. Now, I think that complaint came from a brand, right? It's like, oh, I have a brand, I'm trying to make an impact and I can't. And that's a little harder, but not impossible. And there's just ways to do it. And you have to do it a little different than you would in other platforms.
But I've seen plenty of brands who come in, they have nothing. And once they figure it out that you have to be authentic, you can't be, if you're just broadcasting out, you're going to have a hard time. Yeah. If you're just on full broadcast mode, we're announcing. If you are actually engaging, if you are creating content that's interesting, like you've seen this from Matcha as a great example. Like they just do funny things sometimes. Polymarket, hello, like killing it, right? So it can be done by a brand. It's very clear, but you can't do it in the way that you do it in other platforms. You can't buy your way. You can't bot things like on purpose. It's going to be very hard. So it does take more work. And as we love to say, Farcaster requires proof of work. Requires proof of work. There you go. I mean, what so if you put the work in, though, it does tend to pay off. So stick around and just cast interesting things while we have this lovely market. I loved this meme, by the way. State of the market. Jerome, tell me in one word how the market is going. Good. Okay, tell me in 2 words. Not good. So accurate. Accurate. And then this was from an @crypto. What's the difference between life and crypto market? Both have their ups and downs, but unlike crypto in real life, we don't lose our minds over a bad day. Just relax and keep moving forward. Crypto will reward you just like life does. And I think this is similar to, thinking about engagement on Farcaster too. Like things happen. Ride with it. This too shall pass is for all the things. This was so funny. We have new people on the thing, and I loved this from Aurelian. Can we please not degen tip the respectable journalist who just joined before we presented to be a serious community for at least a week? And like, just act normal, if that's even possible. And honestly, he posted this, and immediately I was like, wanted to know who it was so that I could tip them degen. Oh,
I'm pretty sure that the said serious journalist also casted saying, he loves. Do you have it? Do you have?
I don't think I have it. Let me find it. I will find it.
He just said his experience is just that Farcaster is structurally better than Twitter. And Twitter is designed to be snark, and which I don't know exactly what he means, but that's kind of my thesis on Farcaster always, which is when you have the structural foundation of crypto, it's just it's going to be better, and it doesn't matter what Elon does. Centralized platforms are just built on structurally unsound foundation. Oh yeah, this is it, right? But you know what? And then he also said he loves the degen culture, or the tipping culture.
The tipping culture,
So there, Marillion.
So it's like
people like us.
Don't overreact.
Be yourself. Don't be normal.
But it did feel like, okay, all right, everybody, clean up the house.
Yeah,
new people are coming in.
We've got company.
Act normal, really quick. It was so funny. This one from Dan, related to this, everything we talked about. This is everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift no heavy weights. That meme. And this was in relation to Bitfloor Goats talking about the only way to grow in Farcaster is to reply to people individually with meaningful is important replies. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to put in the work. I've yet to see someone make this list and not have a good following. It's a very different audience than CT, aka crypto Twitter. So this is the reply guys leaderboard. There you go. Reply guys know where it's at. It's very simple. But also it takes work, and it takes genuine replies. Like be interesting, people. All right. That's enough of that. This is from Varun. Frame signatures are almost ready. Ask a user for an EIP 712 signature to enable voting, gasless sends, and many other actions. If you're interested in using this, please reply. This would be amazing for the DAOs for sure. I'd love to see us be able to have an easier way to do some voting, especially for things that maybe don't need to be on chain or don't have to be like fully through our traditional DAO tooling. So this is pretty cool. Exciting stuff. It'll make it a little easier. Or voting for things like cast out. This will be easier because I had to take that off platform because I couldn't figure out a good way to do it. So this would be helpful for something like that. Very exciting. This was regarding the hubs. Please upgrade your hubs to V1.13.5 to stay in sync. And a minimum version is rolling out today. So if you are running a hub and haven't upgraded, please make sure you do that because you're going to miss stuff and you don't want to miss stuff. So get going on that. This from Phil, another week, another books giveaway. This is exciting. Chaos Monkeys by Antonio. Very exciting. Drawing taking place in 1 week on Monday, July 15th. Enter to win in next cast. So I didn't know he's been doing a book giveaway. I kind of missed that. So very cool. Have you read Chaos Monkeys?
I have not.
I have not either. I feel like I need to now. I didn't know. I had no idea that Antonio was a New York Times bestseller.
Oh, I did.
Best-selling author. I did not know that.
He got canceled for this. Do you not know his backstory?
I do not. I missed this somehow.
Yep.
So
he wrote this book. I'll say this with, so someone keep me honest because I don't know how much authority, like, I don't know how much I remember, but he wrote this book about his time at Facebook.
Okay.
And it is a very personal account. And how did he, I can't read those little words, but however he described it. Anyway, and then he got a job, a senior job at Apple, and because of things he wrote in this book, and maybe it was during Me Too, the crowd decided he was not going to have that job at Apple, so they took away the job. And so it was one of the early public cancelings. So I don't have an opinion. I don't have any facts. I know Antonio from listening to him on Moment Zen.
Same. So it's really funny. It's funny how you get to know people in a very different way, like sometimes through Farcaster connection, and that I didn't start listening to Moment of Zen until I was on Farcaster. I only know Antonio from Moment of Zen. So how I know him is I think of him as the Europe guy. That's he's the guy who's always like, rah, Europe, which, understandably so. Like, I don't disagree with half his takes. So on that one topic. But interesting. Okay. So I might have to go read this.
Did you enter the drawing?
I am going to need to enter the drawing. I do need to enter the drawing.
Forget about the book. Let's talk about something better. You enter the giveaway through a frame. So
cool.
In the next cast, it is a frame. So you can enter, check results. And then the next, if you haven't entered already, you can enter. So just kind of click, join. You can join a giveevay. It's open for a week.
There we go.
And that's
You've successfully joined the giveaway. All right.
So I did that, and I just think that was something
very cool. I love that. Yeah, everything keeps getting easier with 1 or 2 clicks, and fantastic. Love it. So looking forward to winning the book, and if not, I will buy it. Okay, this I somehow missed. This was a few days ago, but I somehow missed this. This is from Raul on a stool. Raul on a stool. Why do I have such a hard time with that name? I don't know why. Who also did Farcastles, and I was into attacking South for quite a while there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that was before narrowcasting.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
A little polarizing. That
Sorry.
castle game.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And some people did not care for the Farcaster game. I enjoyed it. But I have gotten off haven't played in a while, but I thought this was really creative. This is called Brian's Rescue. And it says, guys, we need your help. Brian is trapped at SEC headquarters as we speak. Gary has him locked away in an interrogation room. Thankfully, a group of incredibly skilled hackers from a group called the 11337 Skulls were able to tap into the intercom system at the SEC and give all of us the ability to communicate with Brian directly. Here's the catch. We can only command Brian by moving using the 4 cardinal directions, northeast, south, and west. When asking Brian to move, go to Brian's Rescue channel and enter the command move Brian and then which direction, which I just think this is really creative and fun. And you know what I would have done if this had come out a month ago.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be up at 3 a.m.
moving Brian
to go south.
Yes, you would have. So you can thank Raul for not releasing this sooner, because this absolutely would have been part of Casto. But I just thought that was really cool. So very creative, and go check it out.
Who's Brian? Is that Brian Armstrong?
Brian Armstrong. I assumed Brian Armstrong.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
Brian Armstrong. But I love Varun. What day is this today? I meant to start with that one because I'm so lost as to what day it is since being on vacation. I meant to start with that. See, I'm really off. Really off. Oh, wait a minute. I already did that one. Hold on. See, I told you I'm off.
Oh,
here's the one I wanted to get. Yes to Crypto is doing a little fundraising. So we wanted to share this with all of you. Fundraising alert. Hey, Farcaster family, looking for your help and DGen tips. A family member has a chance to join a rare and relatively expensive volleyball club, and I'm raising funds to make it happen. Here's how it works. Current DGen price, half a cent for every legit tip I receive on this cast or quote cast by me. I will match it. I'll donate matched amount at 1 full cent per DGen. So if you tip 100, I match 100, total 200. So, and to show my commitment, I promise not to sell any DGen related to this fundraiser. I will hodl it for at least 1 full year from today, willing to show payment details to someone I know IRL who can vouch, which I'm happy to do that for you if needed. And also, no, I did tip my whole thing yesterday. No reciprocity needed. Yes to Crypto. Good luck with this. But I think this is a very creative fundraiser. So I like the creativity here for using tips as part of that. So cool. Very cool. Yeah, we both had tipped out our allotment yesterday. This was from Phil, and join us tomorrow, which I believe would be today, 12 p.m. ET, to hear from the Purple Chair candidates. Space will be recorded via Abura. So the Purple, which is a DAO that focuses on Farcaster builders and deploying funds to help with different activities in the Farcaster ecosystem, is now sort of putting more structure around the governance. And there is a team that will be sort of running with revenue and grants chair positions and things like that. So for those who are members of Purple, go check this out. This will be your chance to hear, these folks who are basically campaigning for those positions. So very different approach. DAOs tend to be not that well organized. So we're going to try something different. I think it's a good thing. So check that out at noon. This from Uniswap just gave a bunch of Warpcast users early access to the Uniswap extension. How to check if you have access. There is right down below. Make sure you have claimed your uni.eth username on Uniswap mobile app. Download the extension, enter your uni.eth username. If you have access, you'll be able to onboard. So check that out. I think that's really cool. Why I thought this was really cool was the fact that they're using sort of the social graph to provide early access to users who tend to be great early adopters. And that to me is an incredible use case for all brands. So I think we'll see more of that. So I thought that was very cool. And a couple more things on here. Scoop news. Scoop's been going strong and starting to distribute some funds to holders. First community pool reward will go live in 45 minutes. This was about a week ago. The first distribution will be 10,000 USD. given to holders of the top 100 creators on Farcaster by engagement relative to following. And here's a quick overview on how we qualify engagement. Likes, recasts, and replies are all considered valid forms of engagement. Engagement from PowerBad users on Warpcast have a large multiplier to prevent botting. Engagement is snapshotted to the last 4 days. What does engagement relative to following mean? The goal of Scoop is to find misplaced, underrated creators on Farcaster and accelerate their growth. To incentivize finding the mispriced users, the algorithm takes into account your engagement relative to your following size. So similar to what we were just talking about, yes, you can find your way to more engagement if you just are authentic, and PowerBadge users will find you. Couple more little notes here. This from Adrian. I submitted the Farcaster writing hackathon to the Unplugged track for the base. This is for the base build-a-thon. Appreciate everyone's feedback and support. So if you are in the build-a-thon, and I think Castout's application got messed up, so I may not be in there, but writing hackathon is, go check this out, because there is a way that if you are one of the people who applied, you can also vote to give some funds from a 5 ETH pool to other projects. And so go check out the Farcaster writing hackathon as one of those. And if you have a project that you are working on, please add it to either the comments in this one or the one that I posted, and we'll amplify that for you. So
Links gave a shout out to the B card's in there.
Oh, great.
So I voted for that.
Great.
Yeah. And Bara Lucid casted a handful of projects that she was, I think one that maybe she was involved with, and others that she was no. So I appreciate, there's like there's thousands of projects.
So many. And there's a lot of great ones.
Yeah.
And there is a social with Farcaster category specifically too. So you can go look through those. And if you have also applied, make sure you give out your votes. So that was like my biggest disappointment, was like, okay, this probably wasn't going to win anyway, but I was like, oh, but now I can't vote because something got messed up. So that was kind of sad. So last thing I'm going to share, just a little note on my insanity of life while I've been up here. So I've been up in Massachusetts for a little over a week, and this is all that everyone is talking about right now, is this case. And oops, I think my camera just went out. Hopefully you can still hear me. Can you see me? I can't see me. Okay.
Your camera did die, so
okay.
It's frozen.
My camera died. It's frozen, but
you're
you
frozen,
can hear me?
But I hear you. Yep.
Okay, good. So this has been the big talk of the town, is the Karen Reed case. And I casted this. If you have any interest in learning more about this case, but also learning about how you detect whether someone's lying, this was just a really interesting podcast. So go give that a look. And with that, apparently my camera has decided it's time to go.
Well, you are broadcasting not from your studio.
Can you tell? Yeah. Can you tell?
Your studio, but from a vacation spot. So I think you did a great job making
did the best
it
I
work.
could.
Yeah.
Did the best I could. So with that, we are going to wrap it here, and we will see you on Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We are going to replay this at 11:30 a.m. Eastern as well. And we will see you on Wednesday. And with that, bye-bye.